Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a highly requested video on my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about my favorite rose fragrances in my collection with the dominant rose accord. If you guys want to see what they are, stay tuned. So you guys, I'm coming to you from a different setup, from a different room in my house. This is just a red accent wall, by the way, and the whole room is in red. Red is my favorite color, you guys, and red roses are my personal favorite. They are a classic. Speaking of which, what do you think of this, you guys? Oh my goodness, isn't this gorgeous? Look at them. There are 36 fresh red roses in here, preserved. Rose Forever, a company based in New York, sent this gorgeous, beautiful red rose arrangement to me, you guys. It's a company based in New York, you guys, like I said, that makes this stunning rose arrangements with 100% natural roses, and they only use natural oils to preserve these 100% natural roses in these arrangements. And each of these bouquets are handcrafted by professional artisans, you guys. Isn't that stunning? They make perfect gifts for birthdays, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, what have you. I love it when my husband gives me roses for various occasions, Valentine's Day, birthdays, Mother's Day. I love the flowers and I just cherish them, but the sad thing is they just die in a few days. They just wilt and wither away. You get to have this stunning arrangement of roses for like a year, sometimes longer if you're careful with it. And these gorgeous bouquets come in either round hat boxes like this or square ones. And I think there are several options. They come in 3 sizes, I think 9, 16, and 36. These make such a beautiful centerpiece in any room, in your closet, on your vanity, whatever you have. These come in a variety of shades, you guys, not just red and pink and your conventional shades. And they even have, I believe, like black and gray, which is so crazy. And I believe they also have silver and gold. Obviously, they are colored fresh roses. Oh, that would be so stunning. I'm kind of a conventional girl and I love my 36 red roses in this gorgeous black velvet box. By the way, you guys, these rose bouquets are decently priced. I mean, if you think about it, fresh bouquet of red roses, 2 dozen red roses, which is like just 24 red roses, would cost you over $100. When you think about it, it's only a little bit more for this 36 red roses in this arrangement that will last you for a year. And if you want a discount to bring the price down even more, I have a discount code for you down in the description box. It's Cleo15. It's just a discount code to help you guys out. I don't make anything from it. I will list and link all the information down in the description box. So let's get into my gorgeous rose fragrances, you guys. So the first gorgeous rose fragrance I want to talk to you guys about is this gorgeous beauty right here from Initio. This is Initio Atomic Rose, you guys. Oh my goodness. This one is a stunning rose fragrance. Atomic Rose it is. So good. Let me spray it on a strip. Whew. The dominant accord in here is definitely rose. You get that whiff of rose right away, and that rose stays through the middle and the dry down. It is a rose, floral, vanilla, citrus, soft, spicy, amber. It's a little fresh, powdery, and there is a slight greenness to this fragrance, which I adore because that green kind of cuts through and it kind of balances it out. This kind of reminds me a little bit of Parfums de Marly Delina, but they're not alike really. But there is a slight hint of that in here. And in the opening of this fragrance, you guys, it's a beautiful opening, by the way. It has Hidion, which is kind of like a white flower that has like a little bit of jasmine type of nuances. And then there is pink pepper, which is that kind of sweet, spicy note. And then there's bergamot with that fresh burst of citrus. And in the middle, you get two kinds of gorgeous rose notes. You get Bulgarian rose, which is the most expensive rose oil. And there's Turkish rose, which is so gorgeous as well. And then there's jasmine. That's a gorgeous floral middle with those two beautiful rose notes. And in the base, you get a huge dose of Madagascar vanilla and amber, which really kind of balances it out and gives it that gorgeous sweet dry down. Ah, this is just stunning. It's a stunning rose fragrance. It's one of my most stunning rose fragrances in my collection, you guys. And by the way, this would be a perfect fragrance for the springtime, you guys, with that rose with that slight green nuances in it that cuts through that rose. Floral fragrances with a little bit of green nuance in it work perfect for spring weather, with that crisp fresh air, with that little bit of coolness. So yeah, this would be perfect for spring weather. But this is also actually a fragrance you can wear throughout the year. It would work in actually pretty much any kind of weather, but that spring weather would be the perfect, with that crispness, with the freshness, with a little bit of coolness in the air. Atomic Rose by Initio. So next I have three fragrances. It's actually two flankers of the original and the original. Of course, you guessed it. It is Parfums de Delina, Delina Exclusif, and Delina La Rosee. Guys, no rose fragrance collection is complete without these. I just adore them. Of course, everybody knows Delina, the original. This one is a beauty, you guys. It is a rose fragrance with a little bit of green nuances cutting through that rose with that rhubarb in the opening. Just stunning. This one is very famous, very popular. Everybody knows this one. It is one of my most favorite rose fragrances in the world. Definitely a masterpiece. The nose behind these three stunning fragrances is of course Quentin Beige. He is a genius. So I'm going to spray it to refresh my memory. This is a perfect spring fragrance, you guys, with that gorgeous rose with the rhubarb green undertones, that rhubarb green note cutting through that really strong rose scent. Perfect for that spring weather with that crisp air with a little bit of coolness. The dominant accord in here is of course rose. So it is a rose, floral, fruity, fresh, green, powdery, musky, aromatic, slightly tropical, woody scent. As you guys know, in the opening, this has rhubarb. That's where the green comes from. And of course, this has lychee, which is a gorgeous fruity note that gives it that perfect touch with the rose. Like that lychee fruity note complements rose in the middle so much. In the middle, you get that stunning Turkish rose with peony and petalia. There's vanilla, there's musk. And in the base, you have cashmere and cedar. Incense in the base, you guys, adds this beautiful kind of powdery touch in the dry down. There's Haitian vetiver and cashmere and cedar, I think, also in the base. This is a stunning rose fragrance, perfect for spring weather. Parfums de Delina. And of course, I have its gorgeous sister right here. This is Delina Exclusif. This one is my personal favorite out of all three Delinas I have here. There are only three Delinas. This one is stunning, you guys. The only difference is this one is a little bit thicker. It's more appropriate for colder weather. This is not the best one to wear in the summertime, not even for spring. Delina, the original, is perfect for spring weather. This one is perfect for fall and winter, especially winter in my opinion. And I will get to that. The Delina La Rosee over there is the perfect for summertime. So this pretty much has, you know, basically almost the same notes as the original, very similar DNA. The only differences are that this doesn't have the rhubarb, nor this doesn't have that green cutting through. This has a bigger incense vibe to it because incense is in the middle in this one, in the middle notes. And then this has a pear note in the opening, which makes it really pretty. And in the base, this has amber with vanilla and other woody notes. So amber kind of gives it that kind of edge to this one. So let me spray this one. I love this one. This one's my favorite out of all three. Yeah, I mean, I do appreciate the green note cutting through in Delina, which is perfect for spring, like I said. But this one is just even more pretty to me. Without that sharp green note, having that very feminine pear note in the opening instead, with that lychee, which is really nice and fruity, with that freshness from bergamot, and in the middle you get that gorgeous Turkish rose, of course, and then there's that incense in the middle, which kind of accentuates that rose essence scent, and that amber in the base really kind of adds an edge to this one. My personal favorite out of all three. This is Delina Exclusif. I'm gonna group these three together so they count as one, really. So this one is the latest and youngest cousin of the Delina line. This one is a beauty. This one is so unique. This one is an aquatic rose. It's a burst of aquatic freshness with that rose. It's almost like you dipped a rose in water and just went like this, you know, and then it hits you in the face and you get that fresh burst of water with that scent of rose. Very fresh scent. This is perfect, like I said, for summer weather. That water note in there, that aquatic freshness, perfect for summertime. It's not as thick as Delina Exclusif. It's not as sharp as Delina, the original. This one is very fresh and light and perfect for like sweaty summer days when sun's beating down. This will give you that beautiful rose scent, but with that fresh burst of water. So let me spray this one. This one's really pretty too. Fresh rose floating in water. This is a very fresh rose floral aquatic perfume with a little bit of fruity, woody, tropical, musky, citrus nuances in it as well. This opens with, you know, that gorgeous lychee also, and bergamot and pear, kind of like the opening of the Exclusif. In the middle you get that beautiful Turkish rose, of course. That's the signature of all Delinas, but with a big burst of water. There's a note of water in here. It's very aquatic. And there's peony, and there's more florals in the middle. And then in the base you get the musk, the vetiver, and woody notes. Just slight, like light hint of woody and light hint of musk with that edginess in the dry down. Very much an aquatic rose. I don't think I have smelled very many aquatic rose fragrances, you guys. This one's very unique. Like I said, a gorgeous aquatic rose for summer months. Next, I have a gorgeous rose from Lancome, you guys. This one is Lancome Tresor Midnight Rose. This one is, you guys, is raspberry rose fragrance. Very feminine. Very, very, very super feminine. Let me spray this to refresh my memory. If you like a raspberry rose fragrance, this one is it for you. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous raspberry note in this. This has a dominant rose accord. All the perfumes I'll be talking to you guys today about have dominant rose accords. So it's a very fruity, sweet rose. It has soft spiciness to it. And there's a green accord in here. It's fresh, it's woody, it's floral, it's musky. So you actually get raspberry and rose in the opening. So the composition, the note pyramid is kind of different in this perfume. You get different kind of opening here with the raspberry and rose, which rose tends to be usually in the middle. So you get that huge dose of rose right away, you know, with that fruity raspberry note, which is really pretty. and then it kind of settles into that freshness from the cassis, which is like the leaves of blackcurrant, which is a very juicy fruit note also. Peony, there's jasmine, there's pink pepper in the middle, which is like a fruity sort of sweet, a spicy note. And in the base you get a big dose of vanilla. There's musk for that edge, and there's Virginian cedar, I believe. Very stunning perfume. Come to think of it, I should have included this in my spring fragrances. This would be perfect for the spring with that fruity rose with the slight hint of green in there. There's a freshness to this fragrance from that green. Perfect for spring weather. This and Atomic Rose should have been in my spring favorites list. Yeah, definitely perfect for spring weather. You can also wear this in the summertime. This is La Nuit Castor Midnight Rose. So next I have a very unique rose fragrance that I could never ever live without. This is like top 10 for life right here. This one I also have the original version as well right here. I love them both, and they both smell almost identical, but there is a subtle difference between the 2014 version right here as opposed to the 2016 version here. There is a slight bit of a difference. I actually did a video on that. If you guys want to check it out, I'll link it up there and down in the description box for you. This is Maison Lancome Oud Bouquet. Guys, this one is a jammy rose. It's jammy, syrupy, delicious gourmand rose. Perfect for fall and winter. This is not a fragrance for spring and summer, you guys. Definitely not. It's very thick, very syrupy, very, very dense. It's delicious. I have never smelled anything like this in my life before or since I smelled this for the first time. I am not going to spray it because this is so strong. I mean, I can smell it like over here. Every time I smell it, actually a little bit even residue gets on my nose, and I can smell it all day just from the little I get on my nose. It's potent. Delicious jammy rose. That's the best way to describe it. This is obviously that classic Oud Rose combo, which is amazing and divine. So this is a very sweet oud, rose, vanilla, amber, woody. It's kind of lactonic. It's balsamic for sure. And I'm going to smell the original. There's the difference. There's definitely a difference between these two. I will quickly mention one little difference. This one has more woody notes. This one is a little bit more syrupy and jammy than that one. This one has 3 woody notes. This only has just oud. This one has like oud, kapahu wood, and guaiac wood, I believe. So I'm not going to talk too much about the original because you can't get a hold of it anymore. I just happen to be lucky I have it. This one, I'll talk about this one. So the gourmand in here comes from this praline note in here, you guys. It's delicious with that vanilla. It's very syrupy and jammy. There's of course that giant dose of rose, and there's a big dose of oud in here. And like I said, there's kapahu wood and guaiac wood in here as well. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful jammy rose for colder months. If you want a gourmand rose, this is the one for you. This is Maison Lancome Oud Bouquet. Oh, by the way, you guys, this is Shagaf Oud. I'm not going to go into the notes of this fragrance. This is basically a dupe for Lancome Oud Bouquet. And this one is closer to the original, the 2014, than the 2016. And it is like 1/4 of the price of the Lancome Oud Bouquet. I actually have a video giving you some dupes for Lancome Oud Bouquet. Check that out. Yeah, really great alternative. So the next gorgeous rose beauty is the latest addition to my rose collection. This one is from House of Sillage. This is the beautiful Chevaux. And I just love the House of Sillage bottles, you guys. These cupcakes. Genius idea. So this one is a gorgeous fruity rose, floral, vanilla, woody scent. So I'm going to spray this on my strip here. This has wild strawberry and raspberry in the opening, you guys. It's a gorgeous berry fruity opening with like magnolia, I believe. And it has three kinds of rose notes in the middle, you guys. Three. There's Bulgarian rose, which is the most expensive rose oil. There is Turkish rose and rose. And the base is a very vanilla heavy. It has vanilla and tonka bean. You guys know tonka bean is a very kind of vanillic note as well. It accentuates vanilla in it if it already has vanilla. If there's no vanilla and just tonka bean, it still smells like an intense vanilla scent. That tonka bean and vanilla with the fruity note with triple doses of rose smells divine. Very, very much a rose fragrance. You smell like roses when you wear this. It's fruity. Like I said, it has that vanilla with the tonka bean. I would say you can wear this all year round. This fragrance right here. It's not thick, it is not light, it's like right in the middle. This is Chevaux by House of Sillage. So next I have a gorgeous beauty I just added recently to my collection, you guys. It is Love Don't Be Shy Extreme by Kilian. This one is a sort of a flanker to the original Love Don't Be Shy. Only this one has a very intensified dose of rose. It's gorgeous. I don't have to spray this. The rose in here is kind of divine, you guys, with that orange blossom, neroli, and marshmallow, which are all three of them are in the original as well. Rose complements so well that orange blossom, that neroli, and marshmallow. Slight gourmand hint with that marshmallow in here, with that orange blossom. It's kind of like that sort of Middle Eastern dessert kind of smell of the original, only with a very intensified rose accord in it. If you ask me, I like this slightly more than the original, you guys. The original has that sugar note, so it's like super sweet, whereas this one is a little bit more, I guess, like sophisticated and toned down in the sweetness. It's still sweet. It's very intense in the rose accord. But guys, extreme doesn't mean that this is the more intense version of the original at all. Extreme, I think, just means that that rose accord being added to it, it has this sort of like a next level kind of scent. It doesn't mean that it's the Extrait de Parfum version, which it isn't. It's Eau de Parfum. And it also doesn't mean it's an intense version of the original. It just means that there's like something extreme about this with that intensified rose accord in here. It's a very sweet floral, white floral rose, slightly citrus, kind of powdery, fresh, spicy, musky scent. Like I said, it also has that neroli in the opening and that bergamot. And then there's that orange blossom, a huge dose of rose in the middle with that gorgeous orange blossom. And in the base you have that marshmallow note, just like the original Love Don't Be Shy. And this one has a big dose of vanilla as well. There's a little bit of musk for that edginess. I think there's like pomegranate or something in there too. Yeah, it's kind of a gorgeous, gorgeous gourmand rose that is more of like a orange blossomy Middle Eastern dessert mixed with intense rose essence kind of vibes. It has that gourmand vibes, only in a more light dessert kind of way, if you get what I mean. It's gorgeous, and this version, by the way, does last on my skin longer than the original. So yeah, the rose scent in here is very, very intense and very, very beautiful. This is Love Don't Be Shy Extreme by Kilian. So next I have a stunning beauty I talk about all the time, you guys. It's a very, very unique rose fragrance with a dominant rose accord in here. This is also a Oud Rose combo perfume, but this is nothing like Lancome Oud Bouquet, for example. That one is a syrupy, jammy rose with oud. This one is a very fresh, kind of luxurious, smells very expensive, very light and ethereal rose and oud. The oud in here is very, very crisp and almost subtle, and it is not in any way like animalic. It's not that sort of barnyard kind of oud at all. This is a very clean, high quality oud in here. It's 100% organic oud. So this one is, you guys, a very, like I said, unique rose oud perfume. I love this. This is one of my top 10 for life fragrances. There's almost something similar to a minty freshness in this. It's almost like a minty fresh rose, but it's not really minty, the freshness. It's hard to kind of put my finger on it. I wouldn't call it soapy. It's a very fresh, luxurious rose perfume with that oud just kind of complementing it. The dominant accord in here is rose. There's a huge dose of rose in here. It's a rose, fruity, fresh, spicy, aromatic, oud, powdery, citrus, sweet, slightly warm, spicy scent. The opening of this fragrance is very fresh and fruity. There are lots of fruity notes in here with bergamot in the opening. In the middle, this has a big dose of rose, huge dose of rose with that geranium, which tends to also have rose nuances. And it has sandalwood, amber, giving it that kind of like edge to it. Very beautiful. And then in the base, of course, you get that very crisp, clean, high quality oud. It is nothing like any other, you guys. It is the most unique rose fragrance that smells very, very luxurious, very expensive. If you wear this, you will smell rich, expensive, very luxurious. This is Oud Rose Intense. So next I have a couple of synthetic rose fragrances which are just really beautiful. I'm going to group them together because they're from sister companies. They're basically the same company. So it's Montale and Mancera. This is Montale Roses Musk and this is Mancera Roses Greedy. And these two smell very similar, but there are differences. This one, you guys, right here, I always say, this one makes me feel like an Arabian princess. I think it's Jeremy Fragrance who said that. You know, it has that oriental vibes. It is very exotic. It makes me feel like an Arabian princess. And so this one, you guys, is a synthetic rose. You know that Montale and Mancera, they have that sort of synthetic DNA about them, but they're very gorgeous. I love that Montale DNA. This is basically rose and musk. And there's, I think, a little jasmine in here too. It's very edgy. It's an edgy rose. The rose in here is very much like a incensey kind of rose with that synthetic vibe. But don't get me wrong, it smells amazing. That musk in here is very edgy. This is very unique. You're gonna smell unique when you wear this. It is a rose, musky, powdery, floral, white floral fragrance. And this one right here, Montale Roses Greedy, this one is a very strong fragrance. I don't want you to overspray this ever, you guys. You do not want to overspray this fragrance. It is going to last and last and last and last on your skin, by the way. Montale Roses Musk does too, but this one is a beast. Like, you could shower and you'd still smell like it. Very, very pretty. It's a rose, floral, musky, powdery, fruity, vanilla, white floral, amber fragrance. This is a little bit more complex than Roses Musk. There's a fruity freshness to this from that blackcurrant note in the opening, mandarin orange, peach in the opening as well, with that pink pepper and coconut. Pink peppers, that sort of sweet spice note. In the middle you get that gorgeous rose. There is other flowers and jasmine in here. By the way, this is a very sweet fragrance. There's literally sugar as a note in the base. Vanilla, there's amber, and there's benzoin. Benzoin kind of intensifies that vanilla scent because benzoin kind of smells like vanilla. So yeah, you guys, it is a very pretty rose fragrance. It's gonna last on your skin and clothes forever. Mancera Roses Greedy. By the way, I'm not gonna go too much into this. This one is also another rose dominant fragrance. This is Montale Intense Cafe. So this one has got that little bit of a coffee note, but it's not very prominent if you ask me. This one smells very similar to Roses Musk. So this has like floral notes in the opening. There's rose and coffee in the middle, and in the base you get that amber, vanilla, and musk. So this smells very close to Montale Rose's Musk, but with that little undertone of coffee. So if you want a coffee rose fragrance, this is the one for you. Montale Intense Cafe. Next, I have a gorgeous light musk rose scent from my favorite musk fragrance house, Narciso Rodriguez. This is Narciso Rodriguez Fleur Musk. This one, guys, I just added this to my collection. Oh, this is a very fresh musky rose, perfect for springtime. By the way, this should have been in my spring recommendations as well. Perfect for spring. Very light, fresh, musky rose fragrance. This has got a dominant rose accord in here. So it's a rose, floral, powdery, musky, fresh, sort of soft, spicy patchouli fragrance. So this opens with a gorgeous pink pepper note. You get that huge dose of rose, a big dose of rose, and peony and musk, which is so pretty together. Narciso fragrances tend to have musk in the middle notes, which makes it very kind of like front and center. And in the base you have that violet, which gives it that powdery touch. And there's amber with that slight edge to it. And there's patchouli for lasting power. It's very kind of a light rose fragrance, very floral, very powdery, fresh and musky. It's just very kind of refreshing. Perfect for spring weather. So it is Narciso Rodriguez Fleur Musk. So the last one I have here is from Valentino, you guys. This is Valentino Pink. This one was unexpected, actually not as I expected it would smell. I had imagined something else. Very kind of like edgy, almost fashionable kind of rose fragrance. This is a very fruity, sweet rose fragrance with a little musk in there. There's amber. There's sort of that fruity freshness to this, which comes from that blackcurrant note in the opening. Always, blackcurrant it's a fruity note, but it has this freshness to it. Like Ceylon Cleo has it, and it has like big strawberry in the opening and musk. It's kind of like weird, you know, musk in the opening, which is why this, I said right away to you guys that this is kind of fashionable, that sort of edginess. It's because in the opening this has musk with that gorgeous sort of fresh fruity notes. And in the middle this has May Rose. I think we also call it Rose de Mai. This has May Rose and peony, which is very, very beautiful rose and pretty middle. And this has a slight bit of gourmand touch to it from that praline note in the base, you guys. There's praline in the base, cashmere wood and amber, which is very interesting. So the praline in here isn't like very like strong and syrupy at all. It's not dense. It's kind of light, kind of like a touch of like praline. It's a touch of gourmand with that fruity notes especially. I think that musk in the opening with that blackcurrant, that really kind of takes this in a different direction from the other perfumes that have like praline in the base. Yeah, I would say it's a very kind of edgy, fashionable, a contemporary kind of rose. So this one is Valentina Pink by Valentino. So that's it, you guys. Those are all my gorgeous, amazing rose fragrances in my collection. I love and adore them, you guys. I love a good rose fragrance. I didn't realize how much I love the rose note in fragrances until I started just buying more and more rose fragrances. I actually have even more rose fragrances in my collection that I didn't include. By the way, this is not my vanity. This is my dresser. I actually just pulled my rose fragrances and put it on this beautiful rotating tray for you guys. Yeah, these are just my rose fragrances from my collection. By the way, you guys, I am going to film a fragrance collection video fairly soon. We're actually in the middle of a big change. I will tell you guys about that later. So once that's done, when my setup is back to where I had it, then I can film my collection video. It is coming, you guys. Just be patient with me. I really can't wait to film a collection video for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comment section down below your favorite rose fragrances in your collection. I would love to hear about it. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys, if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload. If you don't tell YouTube by subscribing and ringing that notification bell that you want to see my videos, they're not going to push it to you guys, so you will never see them. I will see you guys in my next video.